Nathan Judo, I'm here with Wolves supporters, Mr. Liam Keane, the cherub, the apple of my eye. FA Cup action, Blackburn Rovers 0, Wolverhampton Wanderers 2. Look, it was... took a while to get into the game. I thought Blackburn had a couple of decent chances, one penalty shout that I don't think was, but at the same time, had the ball in the back of the net to see that set piece and that offside goal again. But I think the goal calmed them down, didn't it? 2 in 2 minutes, and then it was plain sailing after that, wasn't it? Really?
Yeah, it absolutely freezing.
It is.
I mean,
Baltic.
It's Baltic.
Baltic.
The Blackburn fans obviously looked at the weather because they didn't turn up. And I don't know why I did that. I was nasty, really.
Horrible. What didn't see you, Bob?
Because I was leading on to say, and fair play to the Wolves fans that did make the journey. Was it about 4.5?
Yeah.
Because standing in that freezing cold. While Blackburn, to be fair to them, made probably a slightly better start than Wolves did it. Certainly in terms of chances, at least.
Yeah.
Wolves created, had a lot of the possession, but Blackburn created the chances.
Threatening, a bit of pace down the lines.
Bueno, unfortunately, was having a bit of a turgid time, getting caught out quite a few times.
Yeah, that's what's made of positioning wise.
Yes, absolutely. They score a goal, which is flagged offside. I think there's some suggestions that it might have been maybe a little bit tight.
Yeah.
But obviously,
it's definitely gone down to VAR if it was in use today, for certain.
Yeah, I think so. But Wolves, get a break potentially. Although we need to see replay whether it is offside or not. And they take their opportunities. They're clinical. João Gomez first, then followed by Cunha, both in the space of a minute or so. 2 good finishes, particularly the Cunha finish and the pass from Smader for that chance as well was fantastic.
Sure.
And Wolves were clinical and deserved to be in the lead. And from there, they created plenty of chances in that second half to score more, but were just unable to maybe find that last little final pass, the last little, just find the right ball. Maybe a few of their shots were a bit wayward, but overall very comfortable. Really, Blackburn didn't have a lot to offer.
A strong side really from them. Obviously, Semedo, you got Cunha playing the 90 minutes. Agbadou, Totti Gomez, and Doc came on at half time, but that's really their main starting back line. Apart from Ryan Anoria came on at the end, so definitely a strong side, fully deserved. And look, all of a sudden, Wolves were in the 5th round of the FA Cup.
They are, and that barbecue's creeping closer for you, isn't it?
Listen to the body, you'll know what we're about.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it was comfortable, wasn't it? Wolves got through, deserved to win. They are now into the 5th round, as you say. And look, as we saw last season, anything can happen. You get yourself a decent draw, or even if you don't, when you put a performance in, all of a sudden you find yourself in a quarter-final. Now, it's not a priority for Wolves at all, the FA Cup. The Premier League, of course, will be, but it's a great opportunity, it's a great competition, and they deserve to win the game. So you move from there into, hopefully, a big tie, but obviously with the Premier League to come first, and a big trip to Liverpool, which is coming up pretty shortly.
And great to see Wolves' new centre forward in Marshall Netzi.
Yes.
Playing, could have had 3 or 4 goals.
Yeah,
defensive central midfield. He's all over the shop.
He was playing a bit further forward, wasn't he? When he first came on, got himself a few chances. Almost got a goal, as you say, and he was full of energy. Maybe finishing wasn't quite there, but. I thought he picked up a few nice passes, full of energy, big physical guy. Dropped a bit deeper after that initial moment when he came on as well, but still with a bit of a licence to get forward, as Wolves had taken one of the forwards off as well. It was a solid enough debut for him. I think he'll add something to this side. And do I think he'll start necessarily at Liverpool? I'm not sure, but I think he'll definitely add something to this team.
Look, the most important thing, I think Vita were very happy with the day's work. This was a banana skin. This is a Blackburn side flying high, trying to get into the Premier League football again. At the same time, there'll be one disappointment today, and we'll be discussing it afterwards, and that's Wang Hee-chan, who came off injured at half-time. Looked like it was his hamstring, and obviously he's got a bit of a track record of these type of injuries, and with Jurgen Strand-Larsen, touch and go, you'd say, for the Liverpool game, you don't need any more injuries to the forward line, and that could be a big blow.
He's obviously not been in form, has he? I mean, let's not dance around it. He's been pretty poor, but I thought he started okay this game. I thought he did okay. He would have played a lot longer. Of course, he would have come off at half-time and had not been for the case. And he looked distraught. He looked really upset. He's had, as you say, hamstring issues in the past. It didn't look great. Now, we don't want to assume that it's going to be a long layoff, because we need to speak to Vitor, who I'm sure will give very little away now after the game, but we'll see. And of course, the next few days, the picture will come a lot clearer. But at the very least, if he is available for Liverpool, you'd be gobsmacked, wouldn't you? I think it looks likely that it'll be at least a couple of weeks, and any longer than that, it's going to be a blow to, as you say, a squad that's already out without Larson. and is a little bit light, maybe balanced as well in that forward line, and he offers a versatile player that can play across that front line. So other players would have played ahead of him anyway, even if he was fit, but for him not to be available just limits the options that Pereira has in his arsenal.
Who do you fancy next round?
I don't even know what teams are left. I'm just focused on Wolves winning games. Who cares? Wolves won 2 games in a row. I mean, there's a blue moon. There's some cows that jumped over it. I don't know. What would you take? I mean, you would want to win that
Millwall
home,
at home, maybe.
Millwall at home. I mean, I've had Bristol and
Millwall away, the London night out.
I was just about to say this.
Judah.
I've had 2 new stadiums there with the first 2 rounds for Wolves. Millwall from Millwall would be a new stadium.
Oh, really? You've been to any grounds?
There's a lot of all the championship grounds I've not been to, well, most of them. So I'll take that.
Okay, I'll take that. Yeah, I think Millwall. Well, I've got a sneaky suspicion. I don't know. Someone like a bit boring because they've got it coming up. I feel like they might get drawn against Bournemouth or someone.
I was just about to say, like a Fulham or something. Fulham through in there. Oh God, please no. Especially not away. I don't need.
Don't want Newcastle away either, really. Again, it's cold here today. Can you imagine Newcastle?
Food's good there.
It's Blackburn 2, Wolves 0 for all the post-match reaction. Blackburn 2, Wolves 0. Blackburn 0, Wolves 2.
I don't even know.
Blackburn 0, Wolves 2 for all the post-match reaction. Let's get inside. Follow expressostar.com. See you soon.